Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you so much for the invitation tonight, Murfreesboro Muslim Youth. This is a wonderful event. Thank you for putting it on. I think it's very important. Thank you to all the organizations that are here tonight for what you do for our community. As stated, I do have a military background. I spent 30 years in the United States Army. What you don't know, what you might not know, is the Army is a completely volunteer organization. You have to volunteer to join the Army. You don't get drafted anymore. And you have to, it's your decision whether or not you're going to be a Department of the Army civilian. What a lot of people don't know is that the Army is run almost completely by volunteer organizations on a post. In fact, we could not get by without the volunteers and volunteer organizations on an Army post. Same is true here in Rutherford County. On Army posts, we have Army Community Services that run the linen closet, the food pantry. We have family readiness support group programs. We have youth sports programs, the American Red Cross, United Servicemen's Organization. We have fitness instructor, international sponsors, financial readiness, survivor services, relocation services. And we have volunteers that help volunteers get to the right volunteer organization on post. So bottom line is that the Army just could not operate as effectively and as efficiently without volunteers. And you see volunteers even on the battlefield. Médecins Sans Frontières, or Doctors Without Borders. Amnesty International, Refugees International, Children's Defense Fund, Red Crescent, and many, many others. The Army clearly understands the importance and the value of the contributions of volunteers and volunteer organizations by coordinating and incorporating their activities into the larger mission of the Army, whether it be in the continental United States or when deployed. And equally important, they publicly recognize and reward volunteers and volunteer organizations for their contributions. I think the county government, quite frankly, could learn a lesson from the Army in this respect. So thank you for what you're doing. Rutherford County has recently started an initiative called the Rutherford County Community of Care, or RCQ, as I like to call it. That's an acronym, an Army acronym. The mission for RCQ is envisioned as a collaborative group of engaged government agencies, local nonprofits, faith-based organizations, and service providers working to improve programs and services across the full spectrum of criminal justice to include pretrial, incarceration, treatment, probation, and reentry. RC3 will work to establish effective partnerships between criminal justice agencies and community organizations, allowing for greater cooperation, integration, and resource allocation. That's the mission of RCQ. Now, we have a long way to go to effectively collaborate and coordinate services across all those entities that are involved in the criminal justice system, but we're going to try. Because the premise is simple. And it's the reason we're here tonight. Collectively, we can do a better job. Collectively, we can be more effective and have a greater effect across our community. So on behalf of Mayor Burgess and our other elected officials, I'd like to thank you for what you do, all the organizations here, especially Murfreesboro Muslim Youth, for organizing this event. It's very important that you brought us all together. Thank you for doing this. Trust me, all these organizations here, you are having an impact on our community. Mayor Burgess, my boss, frequently says, if we can help one person turn it around, if we can help one person be successful in life, it's worth the effort. So thank you for what one of my favorite quotes, to the world you may be but one person, but to one person you may be the world. So thank you for what you're doing. Shukran.